Here's something about the federal budget that most people don't realize, and it's honestly just not very intuitive. And so when we talk about government spending, we talk about it like it's one decision. Congress votes, money goes out the door, end of story. But in actuality, that's not how it works. And so Congress has broken that process into separate steps on purpose. So, of course, now you're probably asking, what are those steps? What does Congress do to spend money or not spend money? So first, Congress authorizes a program, and that's them saying, yes, we want this thing to exist. And then they appropriate that money. And so that's them saying, here's how much you're allowed to spend on that program. And then the third step, and this is where most people either forget about it or get caught up, and it's Congress has to authorize the borrowing to pay for the obligations it already approved, and that's the debt ceiling. So when you hear about the news talking about the debt ceiling, that debt ceiling fight, what's really happening is not a debate on new spending. It's a debate on whether the government can pay for spending that Congress already agreed to. And so from a structural standpoint, the president can't just fix that. The executive branch doesn't get to borrow money unless Congress says so. And so you end up in this awkward situation where the law says spend that money, but another law says you can't borrow it to cover that money yet. And that's where that issue and tension arises. And so these moments feel tense. We see agencies start planning for shutdowns. The markets react. Everyone argues about who's at fault. But structurally, this isn't a glitch. It's a consequence of how power over money was divided. The framers were deeply uncomfortable giving any one branch total control over national finances, so they fractured that power into pieces and split it up. And the upside of that is restraint. No one actor controls the purse. The downside is friction. We see delay, crisis, moments that feel unnecessary. And so once you understand that structure, these budget standoffs stop feeling random. These standoffs are baked into the system on purpose. And even though we might not like the outcome, that design explains why it keeps happening, why we keep seeing it on the news. And that's one of those moments where American government makes sense once you stop asking, why is this so inefficient? And start asking, what was this meant to prevent?